Hi, it's Hans from ERG, currently talking to a candidate of mine that currently representing called Liam. Liam is one of the lead developers and kind of leads on the team currently at Open Projects. Really keen to speak to yourself in regards to Xamarin Experience. Liam, so obviously you've spoken before in the past, obviously in regards to Xamarin and stuff, but apart from that, or even if it is that, what would be your favorite technology and why so?
So I've been playing a lot with .NET Core and .NET Standard, really. At the moment, that's kind of where I'm really enjoying working. I kind of like the strides taken by Microsoft really recently to open source more of this stuff, and also, it's kind of more of a mindset that they've become a little bit more self-aware in terms of knowing that the framework is particularly huge, and trying to bring those compile sizes down, the build sizes down, and all of that stuff, and just kind of working on it. I've been looking at the .NET Core VNext stuff that they've got in there, reading all the documentation and what they're planning to do with that, and it looks to be even more good stuff. So yeah, that's what I'm really enjoying working with at the moment.
Oh, fantastic stuff. I mean, you've been doing Xamarin for how many years now? Has it been 4 or 5 years?
I've been working with Xamarin for 2, maybe 2.5. Since it was been bought out by Microsoft, pretty much. I think we've been looking at it since it was literally since it was mono, just kind of having a few tests and plays, but in the actual commercial environment, no, it's only been 2. I think it was maybe 2 weeks before it was bought out by Microsoft that we actually agreed to do it. So when it was bought by Microsoft and we were at Microsoft House, it all fell into place.
Fair enough then. I mean, like, biggest achievements then, using it, and, more specifically, your involvement through the whole kind of process. I mean, probably step by step, would say like the project you've done that you're really proud of, or the biggest project you've done.
Yes, so the project I'm the most proud of is the biggest one that I've done, to be fair. So as part of, just before I was promoted to technical lead at Open Projects, I was sent down to London on a day's working notice. Originally was supposed to just be for 1 sprint, 2 weeks, just kind of getting up to speed with a project that was currently underway. The Rascal, who Open Projects are owned by, were taking on a project to kind of rewrite their entire application, which was currently written in an old school Windows Mobile application. They'd contracted out Tiger Spike, a company down in London. Their offices are in Soho. And literally said they'd gone through the briefs, they'd gone through what they want to do with that, and all of that was already spec'd out, and they wanted me to start working on it. Only originally 2 weeks, like I said, and I ended up there in London for 6 months, and then working another 6 months on the project before I got promoted to tech lead, and then had to work on some other stuff as well. So really, kind of from seed all the way to tree, I worked with that project. It's still going on now, adding more features, but I've seen it from literally the first Hello World. And it's ended up, it's currently sitting with the Mid-Counties Co-op, and it's being pushed out to Walmart, Asda, and Morrison's within the next 2 months, which should be making the company, I think, around £6 million over the next 3 years.
So how much of commission are you going to be earning with that one then?
Oh, it's a big fat 0.
Fair enough then, fair enough. I mean, what kind of role have you been looking for then? Obviously, being so young and being like a team lead, what would you be looking to progress within that then? What are you looking for then?
So as part of the package that Rascal are offering me with my redundancy, they wanted to move the team to Milton Keynes, so that's the reason for it. But separate to that, they also want to kind of reshuffle the management. So I've been offered, if I chose to relocate to Milton Keynes, I've been offered a software development manager role there. They want me to be doing more line management, because they've said that that's one of the problems that they've got at the moment, that there's not kind of enough management level discipline. They're not too worried about the leadership, that the code's going fine, but they're having problems around actually making sure that people are doing what they're supposed to be doing, which is, I'm assuming, why they thought, well, let's promote me into it. But I'm perfectly happy doing the leadership roles that I'm doing. I've got line management of 1 person was originally planned to go up to 3 before they mentioned this SDM stuff. So I've got line management. I've been working with the day-to-day management of the whole team, because it literally just hasn't been done in terms of the objectives and stuff, not the kind of disciplinarian side, but making sure that the projects are on track, and also making sure that people's skills are evaluated when it comes down to their appraisals and stuff. So that's been for a team of 11. But yeah, so in terms of roles that I'm looking for, it's team lead, tech lead, SDM. I'm not too much wanting to go down towards those kind of senior developer roles because, like you said, being 24, I'm kind of conscious more than anything personally that it'll kind of seem like a step back in terms of what my history will be on my CV. But team lead, tech lead, architect, SDM, they're the ones that I'm going for.
Fantastic. I mean, is there a specific company that you're currently trying to think about targeting out on? What in your opinion, what would be the ideal company?
So for its flaws, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed working at Rascal, but the product itself wasn't particularly interesting, if that makes sense. So we made an application that your average store will use to scan in the delivery of newspapers and magazines, which at face value is pretty boring.
Yeah.
So the job that I worked at previously, I was working at Hasbury Travel, and they were very much they had a core set of websites, and they were all seen by customers, and we were doing a lot of marketing stuff to try and get increased sales due to those websites and tracking what people are on, so that when they do eventually make a phone call, we can basically track that phone number that they've rang and figure out where they've been on the website, so what they're already interested in, stuff like that. And then a lot more towards the actually being able to basically feel your product out there. Whether it doesn't necessarily need to be an agency, but if it is a company, then a company with a product that's actually got a value that people can kind of see and feel, if that makes sense.
No, that makes perfect sense. Fair enough then. Well, I appreciate your time, Liam. It was really good speaking to yourself there. Got an understanding of exactly what you are currently looking for, and role that will be most suited to your skill set. I look forward to speaking to yourself in the near future with anything that will pop my way. But it's good speaking to yourself anyway. Wish you the best. Have a good rest of the evening. Cheers anyway.
Okay, thank you very much.
Bye-bye.